Why do some brands make you feel like their product is worth every damn penny? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Someone mentions a brand like Rolex, Nike, or Chanel, and then before you know it, your brain has already decided. That's premium, that's worth it, shut up and take my money. What's ironic is that other brands try to mimic the exact same thing. Similar products, same market, same customers. Yet nobody is talking about them. Well, I'll tell you this right now. The difference isn't budget, it's not the product, it's not even the marketing channel. It's psychology. See, these brands have spent decades studying one thing, and that's what makes the human brain decide something is worth it. And the same strategy they utilize to become magnetic are the same strategy I've used to generate over 100 million in revenue through email marketing for e-commerce brands. So in this video, I'm gonna break down 3 principles behind that mechanism, what they are, why they work, and how we can use them to make a crap ton more money. So let's get into the first principle. And when I tell you what it is, you might think I'm underselling it. But once you understand what it's actually doing to the brain, you'll never look at design the same way again. Let's talk about white space. Now, I know that sounds way too simple, but bear with me. There's a concept in cognitive psychology called the von Restorff effect, also known as the isolation effect. The idea is straightforward. When something is given a room to stand alone, the brain automatically assigns it more importance. And premium brands have been exploiting this for decades. In fact, nobody has built an empire on this principle quite like Apple. See, in 1997, Steve Jobs came back to the company that was weeks from bankruptcy. The marketing was cluttered, the product lineup was bloated, and because everything was competing for attention, nothing was landing. Jobs looked at it all and said 3 words: stripped it down. Not just the products, everything. The store, the packaging, and advertising. Now, when you walk into Apple Store, what is the first thing you notice now? How much space there is. Products sitting alone on tables with room to breathe, and nothing is fighting for your attention. And the same philosophy shows up in every email Apple sends. There's one image, one message, one CTA, and the product gets all the space to shine. And the result of this, Apple generates over 400 billion in revenue every single year. The point is, white space doesn't communicate emptiness, but certainty. It tells your audience, we're so sure you want this, we don't even need to fight for your attention. Now take a moment and think about what your brand is saying the moment someone opens your emails. Do you have a cluttered design or a clean, sleek looking design? A cluttered design doesn't just look bad, it confesses something. It tells your customer's brain that your brand isn't sure of itself and that it needs to shop because it doesn't trust the product to do the talking. The brands people genuinely believe in have already made a decision about what deserves the spotlight, and they give it the room to own the space. But here's the thing. White space only opens the door, because you can make your brand look confident all day long. But the moment your words hit the page, your customer finds out whether you actually are confident or not. That's where the second principle comes in. Time to talk about your brand voice. Since the dawn of civilization, the written words has been the most powerful tool humans have used to pull people into their world. Whether that's through literature, marketing, or storytelling, your brand has a voice. In fact, think of the last time a piece of writing actually reached you through the screen and grabbed you. Chances are it wasn't random at all. Rather, it was probably the way it was written that made you feel seen. That's what copy density and tone does at the highest level. Let's take a look at what Dollar Shave Club has done as an example. See, in 2012, the men's grooming market was completely dominated by giants like Gillette. Every brand was fighting for attention, using the same promises and ads of chiseled guys and perfect lighting. But Dollar Shave Club founder Michael Dubin understood that customers were not impressed by any of that, and they were tired of being talked at. So instead of matching that energy, Dubin sat down and wrote a long video script the way he'll talk to a friend. No corporate polish or inflated promises, just honest, direct, and genuinely funny commentary. That video crashed their websites within 48 hours. 12,000 new subscribers in a single day, 3 million within 4 years, and in 2016, Unilever bought the entire company for $1 billion, all because of solid written words. That's the difference between copy that converts and copy that gets ignored. The way you write your word is a design decision and should be thought of just as deliberately as the white space around them. Every sentence is either pulling your customers into the world they want to be in or reminding them that they're just another person on the list. The brands that become a category of one understand this and do all that they can to write as they were if they were the customer. But here's the thing. White space and brand voice will make your emails and brand feel premium. But there's one final principle that determines whether any of that converts. And out of everything we covered today, this one moves the needle on revenue more directly than anything else. Let's talk about the moment of decision. Every email you send eventually arrives at a single point where your customers either take action or disappear. And most brands are accidentally sabotaging the moment without even realizing. Because the truth about human psychology is the more options you give someone, the less likely they are to choose any of them. This is known as decision fatigue. For example, in 1997, Amazon decided to put this to the test. At the time, buying something online meant filling out your shipping details, re-entering your billing address, confirming your payment, clicking through multiple screens just to complete one single purchase. Jeff Bezos looked at all of these steps and asked one question: what if we made it one click? That idea became the buy now button, meaning there were no longer anything competing for the customer's attention at the moment they're ready to buy. And conversion rates scored, and that single design decision generates hundreds of millions in incremental revenue for Amazon, not from a new product or a bigger ad budget, but by simply removing everything that stood between the customer and the sale. Now, I'm not telling you to plant a buy now CTA on every email and call it a day, but in general, that's what the CTA is supposed to do. Give them one clear, confident direction. And bonus points if you're making that next step the obvious conclusion to everything they just read. The brands that convert at the highest level don't give their customers 47 options. They give them one solid next step. Now look, everything I just broke down, if you apply even half of what I said, your emails will never look the same again, and neither will your revenue. These are the exact strategies we use to build every brand's email at Dial House Digital. And if you're sitting there realizing your emails has been sending you the wrong signal, that's actually a good place to be, because now you know where to start. But if you want us to come in, audit your email program, and show you exactly where your design is costing you in revenue, the link to book a strategy call is in the description. We help brands go from 0 up to 2 million in monthly email revenue and generate over 100 million in total revenue. Otherwise, for those who want to take your brand to the next level, I got something for you. In this video, I talk about how you can grow your e-commerce brand to 8 figures in 2026. If that sounds interesting to you, click on the video right here and check it out.